This is how much I owe on my Amex Gold card right now, and all from planning one trip. And it's not even the full amount of the trip yet. I haven't even paid for the flights. And if that wasn't scary enough, if I made the $10 minimum payments per month, I'd be paying over $3 million in interest. Welcome back to Level Up with Keeks. If you're new here, hello, I'm Keeks, and if you're not new here, welcome back. You're my favorite, love you. Today, we're talking credit card debt, okay? And this is my first debt repayment video because your girl has never carried over credit card debt. I think like pretty much ever, at least not within the last 8 years. So I am back to being a beginner of carrying over credit card debt, and your girl did a thing. She booked a trip and she has already spent about $5,000 on the Amex card. She probably has got another $8,000 to spend on another credit card, maybe my RBC Avion, maybe my Amex Gold, we don't know yet. Safe to say, we're in a little bit of debt. I see a lot of people talk about like people who go into debt to travel are super stupid, Personally, I don't care. I think traveling is a super unique and amazing experience, and not only that, it's a privilege to be able to immerse yourself in other cultures and other countries. So money spent on travel and broadening your horizon to me is never wasted. I'm not upset about the fact that I have this debt. I am just a very renewed beginner because your girl has literally never carried a debt on her credit card. So that's what we'll be talking about today. Specifically, how I'm going to be paying off $5,328.31 off my Amex Gold card without giving up my life or beating myself up or going full broke, you know? The main point, I'm not paying it in cash today. My credit card's not getting paid off today, but we still need to set up a plan so that I'm not paying $3 million in interest over fucking 200 years, okay? In today's video, we're gonna walk through how fast interest adds up, what the debt snowball method is and why it works, my current personal strategy for getting this to zero, and we're gonna be tracking this all using my CoPlenty Yearly Budget 2.0 tracker, which happens to have a debt snowball calculator tab that I've never used. So we're gonna experience that, open it up, and figure it out together, okay? Now let's get into it. Okay, first let's start with a little debt reality check. Now this $5,300 balance seems manageable, and for me, in most cases, it is manageable. It's not the first time I've had a few $1,000s to pay on my credit card. The difference here is, usually in a perfect world, in my perfect world, I would have saved money for a trip, purchased the trip on my credit card, and then paid off the credit card with the money that I already saved, thus making it a seamless payment. Pay for the credit card, get the points, pay off the credit card, we're not carrying over any debt, and what I owe is exactly what I owe. There's no interest accrued over it. Now, in this case, your girl has been, going through quite a year. As you guys know, I was yapping about it a lot last year, but I was literally just broke up with my ex. It's been, 6-7 months? Pretty much on the dot. That has been a wild roller coaster. Lots of ups and downs, lots of realizations, just a lot of eye-opening transitions for me. Realizing I needed to focus on myself, I knew that having a trip and getting that experience would be really important. Now, if you guys watched my video where I was setting up the goals of the side hustles and the money trees that I wanted to plant for this year, one of them had to do with just building my network of like-minded people, having a great community, and a trip came up on, social media that was offering just that. It's an all-women's group retreat of like-minded CEO businesswomen, and I got that feeling in my, sacral? I got that feeling in my sacral as a generator, and I knew it was where I needed to be. So your girl is gonna be going to Thailand. I do not regret purchasing the package, but yeah, I did not save for it. If you watched my other budgeting videos, I was like, girl, ain't nobody traveling this year. Nobody traveling. And then in June, I was like, I think I might travel. Yeah, I think I'm gonna travel. So it is what it is. I'm absolutely not concerned that I spent this money because I know that that's where I'm meant to be. So everything's gonna work itself out. But as the natural type A person, I know and recognize that I've never carried over debt in over 8 years. So this is a new territory for me, if you will. The reason I love that it's new is because I can share it with you guys. We can do this together. That's what my page is all about. So let's continue to do that and we can learn how this works. Now, for a little bit of a debt reality check, while the $5,300 balance seems okay if I was to do everything like I just explained, since we know I'm not going to be paying this $5,300 debt off in one go, we have to factor in something different. We got to factor in a little bit of extra flags here, and that is the interest. Everybody knows credit cards have extremely high interests, anywhere from 20 to 28%. You could be paying in interest on your credit card. I have, because I'm with the Amex Gold, it is 21.99% interest. but there are also penalties where if you miss a payment for like 2 months consecutive, it goes up to 25, and if you miss 3 months consecutive payments, it goes up to 28. So it is the full range, but right now I'm at 21.99% interest owed, which is the minimum that I can owe on this card. With that interest, if I only made the minimum payment, which for me it's saying $10 right now, if I only paid $10 on this balance every month, carried over the rest, and owed an interest rate of 21.99%, I would be paying, drum roll please, $3,300,770.10. It would take me 360 months to pay off this debt, assuming I never used my Amex Gold credit card again, assuming I was only ever paying down this debt for the rest of my life. How insane is that? I literally thought this tracker was wrong, so I had to Google a bunch of different other debt calculator trackers. It's right. And I think I thought it was wrong because how can making a minimum payment end up with me owing $3 million? Like if I could end up paying $3 million in interest, I gotta be able to make $3 million. Like this is a business model. Now we know why the banks are doing okay. That's why they don't want you to pay your shit off. Holy guac. Wow. Anyways, credit cards aren't evil by any means, especially there's a lot of credit cards with perks, and those are the ones that I go for. So I'm getting lots of perks. I just watched a movie free of charge yesterday with my credit card perks. So I absolutely love credit cards. They're not evil, but they are designed to keep you stuck. That's where I could end up spending $3 million apparently. In paying back interest if I wasn't getting my shit together. So it's super important if you're going to be someone who's going to carry interest over on your credit card to have a debt repayment plan. So let's talk about the Debt Snowball method. Now, before I go over the Debt Snowball method, I'm going to open up my KA8PNQ Yearly Budget 2.0 tracker. This is the budgeting spreadsheet that I've been using all year. I absolutely love it. Okay? I don't make a budgeting video without giving my props and my credits to KA8PNQ. I would not be this focused and this sort of on top of my finances if I did not have this set up. It was one of the first investments that I made in myself this year, and it just absolutely zero regrets. It's paid itself over. The return on investment 10 times over has been received. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the tracker because it does have a Debt Snowball calculator tab, and we'll go through everything together. If at any point you're like,
damn bro, I'm trying to get like you with the budgeting tracker,
I have got my KA8PNQ affiliate link in my stand store. Click there below. They've got a bunch of different trackers, so if mine seems a little bit too crazy for you, they've got way simpler ones. They've got one for travel planning, so I probably need to get that one and start planning this travel. That's another day. But yeah, hit the link in my stand store. I've noted it in the description. I'll put it in my comments below, and you can shop the KA8PNQ budget tracker for yourself. If you guys do purchase it and you want to set it up, I've got a video on how to set up the Yearly Budget 2.0 tracker right here. So go ahead, watch that, come back, and let's plan how we're going to pay off this debt. Let's talk a little bit about the snowball method. What is it? Here's how it works. 1, you list your debts from smallest to largest, regardless of the interest rate. 2, you make minimum payments on all of your debts. Number 3, you put any extra money towards the smallest debt first. And then 4, once it's gone, you roll that full payment amount to the next smallest. The idea here is to create momentum. Quick wins that keep you consistent, because consistency is what kills debt. All right, now let's jump into the tracker. Main thing I want to flag before that is that I don't have multiple debts right now, but the reason I want to set up everything on this Debt Snowball calculator tab is because I know I'm going to have another debt. That debt being when I purchased my flights. Your girl is looking to fly business class on Qatar Airways, known as the world's best business class. I will absolutely be vlogging that experience, and I just feel like with it being the longest flight of my life to go to Thailand at over 14 hours, it's going to be basically a full travel day, 2 flights. I want to be doing it in style. I want to be doing it in comfort. I don't want to have to worry about buying food, and I want to lay down flat. I want my bed made, and I want to watch movies in the air. So I haven't even spent it yet, but absolutely no regrets. It's gonna be the best flights of my life, and I'm gonna vlog the whole, just even travel experience, the whole flight journey. You guys are gonna see it because why not? I've never flown anything outside of like extra leg room on economy, so it's just gonna be absolutely new and crazy. And the perks that come with booking business class is gonna get me access to lounges and all of these things, so I just can't wait to share it. So just know there's gonna be something to Debt Snowball calculate. Right now we're just working with my one Amex Gold card. So if we jump into the tracker here, first things first, you'll see this is the Yearly Budget 2.0 spreadsheet. It's got a bunch of tabs, a great instructional page at the beginning to show you how to customize it, how to change your currency, how to work on each tab. And if you've watched any of my budgeting videos, you know your girl has been using it. very frequently. January, February, March. I'm also a girly girl. I like to color code my tracker, so that's what I've been doing. This is July, which is the month we're currently in, but I'm not going to be working out of this tab. Instead, I'm going to scroll all the way over to the Debt Snowball calculator. So again, this is just to calculate how we can roll money over into the next smallest loan. I'm just doing this for the debts overview, right? So I can see what the payback plan looks like depending on how much I'm willing to pay. Starting here, you can see we just have to fill out this chart. I'm going to start with my first credit card. Well, the only one that I have debt to pay off right now, which is the Amex Gold Rewards card. Now, aside from the fact that I owe so much money, I really did want to make sure that I had travel credit cards that was going to give me as much perks as possible. I was strategic about the fact that I applied for and got approved for, the Amex Gold Rewards card. I also applied for a second credit card, which was the RBC Avion, I think that's just what it's called, RBC Avion Visa. And both of these are travel cards, but not only that, they both rack up points that transfer to what is called Avios. Yeah, it is Avios. Look, I'm new to this. I'm barely remembering. But yeah, they both rack up to Avios points. Now, when you get Avios points, basically you can use this point or these points as currency for specific airlines. It's a whole thing, the travel rewards. I'm just tapping the surface here, but both of these cards transfer to Avios. So all of the spending that I'm doing right now that I have to do anyways to buy these flights to pay for these trips is going to transfer to Avios, which I can then use to put towards my flight. So I've already racked up how much? Like 40,000 Avios points just on the Amex because they had a certain sign-on bonus for both of these cards, and I hit the minimum spend amount to get the additional points from Amex. So I'm going to be transferring those over, and hopefully it's enough to chip away at some of the price of the actual flights when it's time for me to book them. That was a mouthful. Anyways, back to the debts overview. This card is the Amex Gold Rewards card. My balance is $5,328.31. The interest rate for me is 21.99%, and the minimum payment is where it gets funky. So as I told you guys here, the $10, if I pay $10 a month to try and pay down this debt at this interest rate, I would owe $3 million. Okay? How insane is that? I still do not believe it. It's actually ridiculous. There's just no way. There's no way that that adds up. But on the plus side, that just lets you know, like, compound is a thing. So just the same way it can work really negatively to mess your life up, it can also work really positively if you started investing. And obviously, if you could make a 21.99% return on investment every year, that would be amazing. But even at 8%, it's going to take a little bit longer. You're still going to grow your money. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So as you can see here, if I made the minimum payment of $10, I'd owe $3 million, $3.3 million. I'd be debt-free in 360 months. Debt-free, very vague. Debt-free assumes that I will never use this card again and I will only pay it down. It assumes I won't have any other expenses or debt that I accrue. You get it. And it would be December 1st, 2054 by the time your girl pays off this $5,000 credit card. That trip better be the best trip of my life. How old will I be? 2054 minus 2025, 29. Your girl would be in her 50s. Be like 57 probably. And still looking good, baby. I probably still look good. I don't care. And I would have been on a lot of trips since then. So essentially here, all I need to figure out is what I actually am able to pay. This is where it gets a little bit funky because your girl has already done the things being reducing my expenses. I'm trying to really budget as frugally as possible and just being very money conscious. This is the first sort of reckless, if you will, expense that I've made probably in a while. The other ones have been reckless, but they've been easy to pay off, like $500 max. This is a bigger one, and there's lots I want to do when I get there too. So I expect to spend more money. Either way, it's happened. If I scroll down here, you guys can quickly see that it shows every month, here's the payment you make. I would owe this much interest and my balance would increase to this. So even though I'm making the payments, my balance would be increasing every blood clot month. And it keeps going and going until I eventually owe $3 million and pay that off. Oh my goodness. Insane. I still don't get it. But anyways, let's move over to July. As we can see here, currently I have left to spend $1,088.50. I don't know that this is accurate just yet because I haven't updated it from my last payday video, which was I think a week ago. But what I want to do is first, because it's the beginning of the month, I also ChatGPT'd this. I just want to pay a quick little lump sum. So something that's doable for me, that is going to chip away, and that won't be the minimum payment of $10. Now, the $5,000 that I owe on my credit card, $3,900 is from booking the trip. And usually whatever I spend, my expenses that are on that July tracker are what I pay down. So I think what I want to do is pay that down. But for now, let me just log into my banking and see when that came out. Never mind, it was $49.09. So if I do $53.28 minus $49.09, $419. So this is what I would have ideally been paying off had I not booked this trip. This, I think, is something that's doable, and that's something that I'm gonna do today. So if I just undo and I put my minimum payment to $420, blaze up. Perfect. I'll be debt free in 15 months. I will have paid about $800 in interest, and I'd be debt free by March 1st of next year. That's a bit more doable. And again, this is just a baseline amount, considering that I don't think I can pinch my budget any further. More income's gonna need to go in. So with this being the only thing that I owe, it's not really a snowball calculator, but that's how we would use it. I think what we can do to move forward is think about the next card that I'm gonna carry the debt over on. Now, that is my RBC Avion. Let's pretend I have a credit card debt of $7,000. It's the same interest rate, and I pay 10. So the way this works is in listing all your debts, it already calculates what the carryover would look like and how long it would take you to pay off the next debt once you have paid the first one. So Debt Snowball, again, I'm new. Sorry, you guys can explain it to me better if I'm absolutely botching this, but if I scroll down, what I understand is you can see here the Amex Gold Rewards card. If I'm doing my main payment of $420, it would take me till March 1st, at which point every time I'm making these payments, I should be paying the minimum payment on the next debt or the remaining debt. So if I had 5 other debts, whatever the minimum payment is while I'm paying down this first debt, I would be making. So let's say I do $420 for my Amex card and I'm just paying $10 a month on my Avion Visa. This is what the payments would look like. By the time I finish the Amex Gold Rewards card and paying it off, that carryover goes right into the next card. So now I would know, perfect, I can up my minimum payment from $10 to $189 and start paying that down and doing the $430 a month here. Once this was finished, I can then roll over the excess to the next debt and then keep going. It's really, I guess, just a form of being consistent and making sure that not only are you making all your minimum payments in the meantime, but that any extra doesn't get absorbed back into your like, hey, I'm spending and having a good time, but just gets absorbed right back into the next debt. Keeps you in a debt payment plan. It's gonna make your credit look great because you're not missing any of the minimum payments for the rest of the debts, but you're still paying things off than you would if you were just willy-nilly, like, let me pay here, let me not do this one, let me try and, you know, it's just less crazy, a bit more organized, and gives you like bite-sized goals to achieve. So I totally get it. Right now, my debt repayment plan doesn't have anything to do with the RBC Avion Visa because I have not spent the money. It is just the Amex Gold Rewards card. I'm just going into my savings and debt tracker. This is a little bit different, and this is the tab that I like to use when I am tracking just actual debts that are set. My credit card debt is not set. I'm going to have very high fluctuation of expenses. It might get higher, it might get lower. I don't want to track it on here because this is for my like set debts. For example, my Affirm MacBook payment, it costs $4,068. It's not increasing. I've already set up the payment plan with the company and I'm paying $169.53 a month. It'll be paid off in the next 8 months. Same with my laser treatment, it's gonna get paid off in the next 2 months. A good note to myself is that when this gets paid off, I can roll this $212.87 that I've been paying that debt towards directly into my Amex Gold card and add to my pay down. Then it would take me 10 months to pay down my credit card and I would be able to pay it off by this year. So that's kind of essentially the point, is you're rolling over whatever excess you saved once you've paid off that first debt and putting it into your next debt, paying off those debts, putting all of that into your next debt, and just continuing to pay it down. I hope I didn't botch that, but I'm sure I did. But this is my first time having debt. So, well, this is my first time having debt that's like credit card debt. Okay, that was a very messy and confusing, even for myself, explanation and breakdown of the debt I need to pay. But essentially, long story short, is my plan is not really a plan. Yeah, I'm gonna pay what I can. My budget is already at the absolute pinchiest part of my life that it can be in. I've already cut down the expenses as much as I can. All that's left in terms of paying down this credit card debt is to make more money. This is really exciting because I think it's a good transition and shift for myself as well. I feel like my content has been a lot better about like budgeting, saving, and trying to fit these budgets, but sometimes your budget can only squeeze and shrink and like get so compact, okay? Eventually, the only solution is you don't need the things you're budgeting for, or you need to make more money. And now we're at a stage where your girl just needs to make more money. There's nothing I can do in looking at my budget. There's nothing I can do right now to, you know, make money magically disappear from what I've currently got allocated in my life. I'm cooking at home. For the most part, I do my Uber Eats. I'm trying to cut down. I slowed down my spending. I'm not doing like random shops. I'm paying mostly for experiences, which no regrets, lots of memories, cute photos on my Insta, you know? Yeah, I'm just cutting back, period. So your girl's already cut back. It's time to lean into abundance. Your girl needs to just make some more money. That 2025 money trees planting video, like I've been saying this, and I actually, in my mid-year Q2 quarterly spending review video here, I did mention that like Q3 for me is gonna be about making money. So we're right on track anyways. Your girl already has been planting the seed internally, and now I owe money. I'm gonna need to make some more money. It's no big deal. I'll reiterate what my plan has been for this quarter. It's Q3, cheers. My plan for this quarter is 1, doubling down on content and landing a goddamn brand deal, okay? So your girl is launching on Instagram and TikTok. So actually take this moment, if you guys are here and you wanna give me a follow there, please do so. I will put my handles in the description. It's definitely on my channel as well. Is it in my stand store? I'm gonna put them in my stand store, goddammit. But yeah, give me a follow there. I'm gonna be posting short form content on all of the platforms, so keep your eye out for that. It's gonna come out, I wanna say, in the next couple weeks. I'm super excited. That's so exciting. The plan there, more content, more exposure, more visibility, higher potential for me to get seen by brands and agencies who want to set me up to get some brand deals so I can make some money. That's plan number 1. Plan number 2, selling digital products. Actually, yes. So update on that. I have created a digital product. Your girl needs to make a video about it so I can promote it, get it on my stand store, start selling it. That's the next point. That's coming in Q3 as well. Number 3, I'm gonna make sure every dollar this year has a job. So whether it's reinvesting into my business, finding an accountant, or paying off this goddamn amex, every dollar is gonna be spent. But yeah, we're just at a very exciting time where there's no more money to save. There's no more budgeting crunch down to do. I just gotta make more money. I just get to make more money. It's really great because I feel like, you know, when the rats are backed in a corner, this is where fight or flight comes in. There's nothing else I can do. I've done the frugal thing. Your girl's ready to make some money. I'm ready to 50x what I've currently got going on. This lifestyle is at its most lean, is what I can say. And I love that because I still live a very comfortable life, but this is as lean as I'm willing to get, okay? So now it's time to pivot the mind, pivot the actions, and start focusing on how I can generate income instead of focusing on how I can shrink my spending. Spending's not going nowhere. I think we've learned. It's 6 months in. This is a good reflection moment for me. The money ain't going nowhere in terms of my spending. I can't keep moving the same dollar around 500 times. Now, because this was a debt repayment video, I am gonna make my first payment on this card. What did I say it was gonna be? $420, lays up. So let me do that right now. I'm just gonna pay from my Wealthsimple. Let's call it Amex Gold. I'm paying $420. Amazing. So $420 has been paid today. Yay. So that's been done. And yeah, there we go. That's paid. I'll increase it from there because as I get more money, it's still gonna be my goal to pay this down, but I'm simply just not gonna be paying this down by like giving up washing my ass. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing else for me to cut on. I'm just gonna make some more money, and the more money I make will go into reinvesting into myself, creating more content for you guys, you know, landing some good gear so I can get these brand deals, and such an exciting time. Oh my God, I'm so excited. And of course, paying off this credit card. All right, pick break because I need some volume. Also, how you guys like the hair? I forgot, like I don't usually be coming out with the curls. I usually be slicking my shit back because I'm a lazy girl and my hair will be in a matted bun all week. So let me know what you think of the haircut. I finally got a haircut at a salon. You guys have seen me through some hairstyles, okay? I'm very much cognizant and aware of my no spend week and my hair looking like a pyramid. So I just appreciate y'all because you subscribed anyways, you coming back and you watch it anyways, through the bad haircuts, through the good haircuts, through the froze, through the red hair, like it just doesn't matter. You guys are always here for me, so I love you real bad. So when I make this extra income, where am I going to be tracking it? You already know the answer, baby. It's the Copland Yearly Budget 2.0. She should have made a better name because it's actually so hard to say that for me some days. As I make more income, I'm going to track it on my tracker that I just shared. What you guys saw today was just the Debt Snowball calculator tab. If you want to see the actual budgeting or a payday routine, my latest video You can watch it here, click the link. That's actually going through the payday routine. It shows you how I track the expenses, how it automatically categorizes, how it shows me what's left. We got a little sneak peek into July today, but that was already done. My next payday is next week, so we'll probably do a refresher at that point. But yeah, go ahead and check that video if you'd like. If you guys have ever felt overwhelmed by credit or feeling guilty about spending money on something that you enjoy or that you know is gonna bring you joy, just know you're not alone. You can be in control. And also, in the same breath, while you can be in control and have some sense of control, some things just gotta line up. Sometimes it's not always about like feeling guilty and wondering what you're gonna cut off to enjoy this thing. It's about living in the moment, enjoy the experience that you paid for. That's what it's about. That's what life is about. And just know that whatever happens, you're gonna make it work. A lot of times when I'm in situations where things seem super overwhelming, there's this phase before that action is taken where everything just seems insane. Everything seems impossible. Now, I don't have this mindset right now because your girl has been working on that abundance mindset. But me like 6 months ago, me maybe 5 months ago, might have still had this mindset where it's like, bro, how am I going to do this? How am I going to pay this off? How am I going to pay my expenses? Everything's so expensive. I don't have this feeling right now. What I realized is all of that anxiety that happens in this stage before you take the action is useless because me, everybody, we are, I think it's honestly innate for us. We are problem solvers. We are people who, when backed in a corner, I believe this has to do with evolution, we figure out what the hell needs to happen so we can get from point A to point B. We figure out what the hell needs to happen so we can survive. So when you get scared of making this decision because you're thinking about, well, this could go wrong, what if this doesn't happen, what if this happens, what if none of this works and I hate it, there's a million hypotheticals. We've all seen Doctor Strange. There's 5 billion timelines existing based on each decision you make. The point is, whichever decision you make, it's gonna fall into place. Whatever decision you make, you'll be presented with a new set of questions, a new set of opportunities, and you will continue the same path of making decisions to get yourself from point A to point B. So I know I'm gonna be okay because I already know I'm not the type of person to end up in debt to the point where I am like, owing $3 million to American Express. That's why I'm not concerned. I know it's gonna work itself out because I would stop way before I ever owed $3 million and I'd figure out what the heck I'm gonna do. Sneak peek, I believe I have a line of credit set up, so I'm gonna call my banker and immediately as a first step, if it's available, transfer my Amex debt into that line of credit. Not only does this consolidate my debt, but it consolidates it at a lower interest rate. I'm pretty sure my line of credit, if I have it, like the fact that I don't even know, like I've been approved for so many credit things that I haven't touched just to raise my credit score, which has been really great. If I get it at a lower percent, then not only do I pay less interest over time, but I've consolidated all my debt into one line of credit. I can adjust my payback plan and more of my payments, aka my 420, is going to go towards the principal and not the interest. Hence why I'm not concerned. See, just right there, I already got the idea and I know I can reach out and ask that and get that set up. So everything's going to be okay. I want to reassure you guys that if you're in this situation where you have a lot of debt and it feels overwhelming, consider doing a snowball payment method. I know I didn't demonstrate it as well as I could have because this is my first debt, so there's nothing really for my Amex to roll into that hasn't already been preset on a payment plan, but yeah, it's okay. We ball. And for you guys, if you have multiple debts, using this tracker or going to your bank and talking with someone who can help you set up a plan, or just Googling like a repayment calculator will help you to figure out what your plan is, see what's doable. If it says, hey, if you want to pay it off in 12 months, start with this. Don't worry about committing to one amount right now. Do what's doable today, and every time you have extra income, like the snowball effect, apply it into there, roll it into your credit, and pay it down. Life will still happen. You're still gonna be okay. Try not to soak yourself into this like scary mindset that you're just gonna keep drowning. Of course, if you have a spending problem, start budgeting, girl, because that's gonna help you find extra dollars everywhere where you'll realize you're actually rich and you can pay off your credit card and live a good life. But if not, then just take it easy, one day at a time. I don't have a spending problem, but I've got some debt. We'll be okay. We will be okay. Okay, I got a little Uber spending problem. This is really awesome. It's just like this big. Anywho, you can be in control. Thank you for watching episode 1, this messy episode 1 of my debt repayment series, I guess. This is a little series, debt repayment. She's new to it. It's gonna be more messy, but I realize I'd rather create something and share the raw, honest truth and be transparent than to post nothing at all. So thanks for struggling through this with me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know in the comments what your current debt goal is. Are you also paying off an Amex for $5,000? Did you purchase something really big and you're planning to pay that off? Let me know in the comments. My Stan store is linked below. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Love you, bye.